Once upon a time, there was a very famous Buddhist monk in Japan named Rizhai. Rizhai, away from the noise of the world, used to live by making his hut in solitude near a forest. Rizhai's fame spread throughout Japan because he was a very meditative and enlightened man. Once the Emperor of Japan comes to Rizhai and says, "Munavar, I always feel very restless. There is a turmoil in my mind. Although I have a lot of money and all those amenities, those who people dream, then why is there so much unrest and anxiety in me?" Rizhai said, "You know the answer yourself, just never searched for yourself. Would you do an experiment? After which there will be no disturbance and anxiety in your life." Hearing this, the emperor got excited and said, "Tell me, what should I do?" Rizhai said, "For the next 10 days, you will have to live the life of an ordinary person in this ashram. And in these 10 days, you will speak as little as you can, and will always be sitting alone in solitude." The emperor agreed with Rizhai's point. On the first day, the emperor's mind was more turbulent and full of turmoil than every day. Hundreds of questions were rising in his mind, and at the same time, in the ordinary life of the hermitage, he was feeling uncomfortable. But he didn't take a single word out of his mouth all day, as Rizhai said, and sat quietly in solitude. By nightfall, he started feeling a strange happiness. The restlessness inside him was diminishing. The next day, the emperor sat quietly in solitude, gazing at the plants, flowers, leaves, and birds flying in the sky. Today, for the first time in his life, he had realized how beautiful the nature around him was. He watched and felt the nature with full engrossment throughout the day. In this way, 3-4 days have passed. By now, all the hustle and bustle, all the turmoil in the mind of the emperor had calmed down. On the morning of the 5th day, when the emperor sat in solitude, after some time his eyes closed automatically, and he went into meditation. He sat for the whole day with his eyes closed, and descended into deep meditation. No words, no worries. The emperor was filled with infinite peace and joy from within. After spending the rest of his days meditating, the emperor appeared before Rizhai. He bowed down to Rizhai and said, "Munavar, I have got the answer why there is so much turmoil inside me. Why is my mind so restless and disturbed?" Rizhai said, "Tell me, what answer did you get?" The emperor said, "I used more words than necessary, all day long with his people. I used to talk useless things, and then he used to think about the same things in private, because of which my mind became restless, and so did my body. And as a result, I was not able to do any of my work properly. And then I started failing in almost everything I did, and because of this failure, I became even more depressed and angry, which made my life completely had become dull. But in these 10 days, I realized that I was living my life the wrong way. And I also learned that you don't need to meditate, but meditation happens automatically when you are still, calm, and silent. During the last few days of meditation, one of the first things I have learned is that the most important event in any human being's life is knowing oneself." Hearing this, Rizhai said, "Not only you, but most of the people in the world speak excessively, and even without wanting to waste their lives. Gautam Buddha often told his disciples that the sharpest knife in the world is our tongue, which kills people without any bloodshed. Our language and words are also our weapons, and also our weakness. If the right words are used with the right thinking, at the right time, then it makes a person successful. But if this game of words is reversed, then it can also make human life hell." Once Gautam Buddha was asked by one of his disciples, "Gurudev, why are you silent most of the time?" Buddha said, "Because in silence I can hear the divine within me. Silence is the first step to descend within myself. Without silence it is impossible to know yourself. The first condition of knowing and understanding yourself is that you be silent. Talking too much clutters the mind, by which we lose our control over our mind. People who talk too much can never be focused, and if you cannot be focused, then you will not be able to understand the truth of life." After this, Rizhai finished his talk, and the emperor went back to his palace. Friends, you must have noticed many times that people who talk more often become the object of laughter among people, and those who speak and stick to their words, people also respect them, and listen to their words, and trust too. Those who talk too much are not sure of their thoughts. Their mind is unstable, and a person with an unstable mind cannot be successful in any work. If a person knows when, where, and what he has to talk about, then the personality of such a person becomes very attractive, and he is successful in whatever he does. Friends, if we look a little deeper into the personality of great and successful people, then we will find that such people end their talk in as few words as possible, and think deeply about things. Those who speak more often also lie and do evil to people. That is why even their own people do not like them and try to avoid them. In our Indian Upanishads also it is say that our words are real Brahma Shakti. Here Brahma Shakti means our inner life force. Brahma means knowledge. From silence comes patience. From patience comes meditation. And from meditation we become aware of our life. So if we talk too much, we lose the silence, which is the first pillar of our calm and still life. So let's friends, for a few days from today, we will also talk only what is needed, and try to end our words in very few words, or give place to silence in our life, and if possible, we'll try to sit quietly in solitude for the time being. In the day I am sure that this will definitely bring a positive change in our lives, and maybe some of you will find yourself like that emperor again. The story highlights several key points. Number 1. Excessive talking can lead to inner turmoil. The emperor's restlessness and anxiety were a result of his constant chatter and inner rumination. This story emphasizes how our thoughts and words can disrupt our peace of mind. Number 2. Silence and solitude lead to self-discovery. Rizhai encouraged the emperor to spend time in solitude and silence. In this stillness, the emperor began to appreciate the beauty of nature, and eventually found deep inner peace and joy through meditation. Number 3. Mindful speech and silence are essential. The story emphasizes that talking too much can clutter the mind and hinder one's focus and self-understanding. Practicing mindful speech and embracing silence can lead to a more attractive personality and success in life. Number 4. Words can be powerful. The story likens the tongue to a sharp knife, capable of causing harm or healing. Choosing the right words with the right intention is crucial for personal growth and positive interactions with others. Number 5. The importance of self-awareness. The emperor realized that understanding oneself is one of the most significant accomplishments in life. This self-awareness can be achieved through silence and introspection. Overall, this story serves as a reminder that mindful speech, silence, and self-awareness can bring about positive changes in our lives and help us understand ourselves better. Thank you for joining me on this journey of embracing simplicity and finding the true essence of life. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more thought-provoking content. And please share to one person you love the most.